So are you looking for a scent that will make your colleagues and clients feel at ease? You are just at the right place. So welcome back to Evocative Scents. Today we will be going through a list of 10 fragrances which are appropriate for the workspace. These are going to be calming, refreshing and inoffensive in nature to create a wonderful pleasant ambience. These are going to be very different from each other, so it is very likely that you will get something of your preference. If you are tuning into my videos for the first time, do consider subscribing to this channel. And if you love fragrances and fragrance related content, do not forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on my new videos. And your support really means a lot to me. Let's get this video started then. Let's dive in. At number 10 we have a fragrance from Ajmal. Now Ahlam is inspired from the Dior Sauvage Elixir and it is a very affordable yet well blended fragrance, and if you want a comparison between the Khadlaj Gate, Ahlam and the Asad, do let me know in the comment section down below. Since the price of Asad has increased a bit and generally you can find the Ahlam at older prices of Asad, it makes it a much more attractive option in my opinion. I have done a complete review of the Khadlaj Gate as well and it is an excellent one too, but it is a little difficult to find and it is slightly expensive as well. This fragrance opens up with spicy nuances and it is mixed with little bit of sweetness from the beginning and a prominent lavender note. The fragrance is on the drier side with a powdery feel to it. The fragrance dries down to be a woody scent, but the sweetness is retained for significant part of its life. This perfume leans towards the masculine side and you are going to get a decent projection of 1 to 1.5 hours and expect longevity of around 5 to 6 hours on clothes. However, this cologne is suited for a cooler weather or if you are in a climate controlled environment. Moving on to the 9th fragrance of this list, it is quite an interesting one. From the house of Paris Corner, it is the Confidential. It tries to take inspiration from the SRK combo, but on its own the smell is beautiful, elegant and classy, and it also has a seductive allure to it. It opens up beautifully with a cardamom note and is complemented by a dry saffron accord. As the fragrance dries down, light floral accords come into the picture, but it is mostly a woody dry down. I have done a complete review of this fragrance, so if you want to check it out, I will put the link in the top I button. Though the smell is very good, it is not without any weakness. The most important one being the performance. I get about 3 to 4 hours of longevity with just half an hour of projection. So if you are fine with carrying a decant, certainly try this one out. Now let's quickly move on to the 8th fragrance of this list. Now this fragrance has appeared in so many of my videos, including my first office fragrance video as well. It is such an versatile fragrance inspired from the Louis Vuitton L'Immensité. You absolutely can't go wrong with this. It is absolutely unisex in nature and you can rock it throughout the year, be it summer, winter, spring or the fall. The classic combination of grapefruit along with the ginger with a bit of green edges to the scent profile. This cologne also gives me about an hour of soft to moderate projection and about 6 hours of longevity on clothes. Check out my full review of this fragrance as well. On to the 7th fragrance of this list then. It is the Ocean Enigma from the Nassim fragrances. If you want a clean aqua based fragrance with no alcohol, you should try this one out. Now this perfume is inspired from the Rosa Elysium. So basically what you are going to get with this fragrance is bunch of citruses with a bit of green and earthy nuances. There is slight woodiness in here as well, not as much as the Confidential, so that makes it slightly masculine leaning but still an unisex fragrance. The longevity isn't an issue with this fragrance. You can expect around 5 to 6 hours of longevity, which is good considering it is an aqua based fragrance, but the projection is on the softer side as it doesn't have the alcohol through which the aroma chemicals diffuse into the air. A very smooth fragrance that I think you should give it a try. So the countdown moves on to the 6th fragrance of this list. This is the Aqua Oud from the house of Ahmad Al-Maghribi. Inspired from the Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio Profumo, unlike many other fragrances on this list, this one is an aquatic fragrance. If you like salty aquatic smell, just top it off with aromatic spices and you are going to get arguably the most popular men's fragrance. So if you are the person who likes salty sea breeze smell, you can look into this. Expect around 1 to 1.5 hour of projection with 6 hours of longevity on clothes. And if you are interested in more fragrances from Ahmad Al-Maghribi, check out my top 10 Ahmad Al-Maghribi fragrance video. Now we are heading towards the top 5 fragrances of this list. It is the Havas Black from the house of Rasasi. Inspired from the Nisani Hachivat, it is quite and beautiful fragrance. It opens up with an iconic pineapple note, but it differs its way from Creed Aventus as the fragrance transitions. There is no sweetness in this fragrance, but it becomes more of a green, mossy, woody scent. Performance is good considering it lasts around 6 to 7 hours on apparel with decent projection of around 1 to 1.5 hours. But if you want something a bit sweeter, check out the Club de Nuit Precieux. But I feel that this is a bit more professional, to be honest. Now let's move on to the fourth fragrance of this list. From the house of Afnan, it is the Modest Une, or it might be Un. Now this one is supposed to be a clone of Dior Sauvage, EDT to be specific. It has a bit of spicy and minty opening due to the black pepper along with a bit of citruses. But its opening feels a bit different from the original. But as it dries down, you get that lavender along with the musky accord as well as a bit of woody facet in it. Very likable fresh DNA that is very easy to recommend and mass appealing as well. On the performance front, it gets about 4 to 5 hours on clothes and very good projection for around an hour. But do keep in mind that I am testing all these fragrances in very high heat and humid conditions. And if you are staying in cooler climates, expect much better performance with all these fragrances. But the next fragrance on this list is a very strong one, almost a beast mode, especially considering it is a fresh fragrance. This cologne opens up with a smell of pine needles, lots of black pepper and little bit of citruses, and with a strong dominant lavender note. If you love mature old school barbers of fragrances, this one is highly recommended. But since the fragrance is too strong, I would recommend you to go easy on the spray routine. A fantastic clean soapy smell at an excellent price tag. 2+ hours of projection and 8+ hours of longevity. Perhaps the strongest on this list. Pretty quickly we are into the top 2 fragrances of this list. It is from the house of Armaf. It's the Cabello. Extremely refreshing and unisex fragrance with a classy combination of citruses along with the ginger. I also get a bit of sandalwood in the dry down. By the way, full review of Amber Alive and this one are already up on the channel. So if you are interested, please check them out. This cologne feels like a hybrid between the Bleu de Chanel and the Bulgari Tiger, both of which are excellent summer fragrances and are extremely mass pleasing in nature. Performance is on the moderate side though. Considering it is a super fresh fragrance, it is totally fine. It's definitely a compliment getting fragrance, although it is marketed for men. In my humble opinion, it is a completely unisex fragrance. A very underrated fragrance from Armaf. Do check this one out. On to the final fragrance of this list then. Until now, if you have enjoyed this video and found any section of this video to be of value, consider hitting that like button so that this video reaches out to newer audiences. So the final fragrance on this list is the Khadlad Siaka Red. Taking inspirations from the Amouage Reflection Men and combining the iris accord along with the neroli, it is such a stunning fragrance. Of course, it is not close to the Amouage Reflection Men quality or not even a 1-to-1 clone of it, but for the price it is still an excellent fragrance. A very clean, woody, aromatic fragrance that you simply can't go wrong with. By the way, another fragrance you can consider is the Ajmal Evoque Gold. Since it was the top fragrance in my previous office fragrance video, I haven't featured that on my list. The longevity I get from the Khadlad Siaka Gold, it's somewhere between 4 to 5 hours on clothes and a soft projection of around an hour. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this, especially if you love fragrance related content. And if you have any feedback for this or any of my previous videos, feel free to comment down below. So that's it. I will meet you all next time.